Welcome to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken in these chambers that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. February is Black History Month, but in January, the community began celebrating its diversity and exploring what it means to be a minority living or working in Edina. Edina police officers Brian Hubbard and Jacob Price were the featured speakers at a Martin Luther King Jr. Day event sponsored by the Edina Community Library and the Edina Community Foundation. The event was part of the Edina Dialogue Program, a series of intergenerational discussions on diverse issues.
Well, it's really important to have a basic understanding of, different races are going to be here, therefore we need to be able to work together, and we need to be able to communicate with each other freely and openly.
About 30 people attended the program. Another Edina Dialogue program will be held in the spring to discuss bullying. With several feet of snow on the ground, the Edina Fire Department decided to get creative when it came to shoveling out the city's buried fire hydrants. Here's Edina 16's Kaylin Martin with more.
The Edina Fire Department needed hydrants dug out around the community. And the Edina Hockey Association wanted to complete a community service project. So the two joined forces to take care of business and shave off those precious seconds needed to save a life if there's ever a fire.
That's been completed.
The Edina varsity and junior varsity hockey teams are going to be digging out fire hydrants around the city of Edina here. There's approximately 1,900 to 2,000 fire hydrants in the city, and if we can do 500, that would be a good goal today.
And what a day it was.
There's about 3 whole teams doing this. I'd say probably more than 45 kids.
Hockey players spent the frigid January day shoveling out fire hydrants that were buried in the snow.
After the heavy snowfalls, and there's been fires in the city here and other cities where it has become trouble finding hydrants.
The fire department says it's important if residents have a fire hydrant on their property that they clear a 3-foot by 3-foot radius to ensure firefighters have quick access in case of an emergency.
Plus to see if they're broken or not, because they do get hit by cars, snowplows, that sort of thing. So mainly for the quick water access.
However, due to the large amount of snowfall this winter, the Edina Hockey Association had their work cut out for them.
A lot of thanks to the hockey players. It's a lot of work.
With Ray Woodstrand, I'm Kaylin Martin, Edina 16.
Fire officials say the Edina Hockey Association dug out about 500 hydrants, still leaving many under snow. Residents are asked to dig out hydrants on or near their properties. If you need assistance, contact a neighbor to see if they are willing to lend a helping hand before calling the fire department. Finding a reason to get outside and be active in the frigid months can be a challenge, but an annual event recently held at Centennial Lakes Park aimed to get people excited about winter. Edina 16's Scott Denfeld has more.
Today is kind of cold, at 5 above or whatever it is now.
People will come out. We're Minnesotans, so people will still show up. They're just going to bundle up a little more, and they spend a little more time inside and drinking hot chocolate than they do skating sometimes. This is actually our 20th annual ice festival. We just decided, we didn't realize that. So 20th one we've done here now, and they've always been great. We have horse-drawn sleigh rides that have been coming for a number of years. We do ice carving, we got face painting, and then we do the sleds on the ice as well as skating.
Ice sculpting is fascinating, so it's neat to get to see that and to stand with other people, even if you just smile and say hi. It's community, and that's a really important thing.
I've been doing ice carving here for about 17 years. I think this is a great thing. I don't know any other city that does an event like this and hires people to come in and out.
I think for the youth, it's nice to have a positive place to go where kids can have something productive and positive to do.
And it's nice that it's so skater friendly. So there are mats everywhere and there are benches along the ice, and the little kids have push carts and the little skate things.
In the summertime, we do a number of things that people can gather at. In the wintertime, everyone likes to hibernate a little more, so we try to do a few activities where we can get people out and about still. The ice is great. We've got all 10 acres open right now, and it's looking great, so we're expecting a nice long season, hopefully till March 1st.
Centennial Lakes Park is open daily and offers skate and ice sled rentals, a warming house with concessions, and acres of groomed ice through mid-February or longer, weather permitting. For more information, visit centenniallakespark.com. It might be hard to think about warmer days when the snow continues to pile up, but that hasn't stopped one local entertainer from bringing summer to every season at Edinburgh Park for over a decade. Edina 16's Marty Dahl has more.
Winter in Minnesota may be a far cry from a tropical paradise. But don't tell that to Bob.
It's always summertime with Bob, the Beachcomber,
who brings his beach party to Edinburgh Park the second Thursday of every fall, winter, and spring month. For more than 10 years, Bob the Beachcomber has been a staple of the Indoor Park's weekly free concert series.
Edinburgh's been doing the Concerts in the Park series since we opened in 1987.
We try and come at least once a week.
everybody go. Much better, thank you.
Oh, it's always fun. It's such a perfect venue because you get the lighting, the backdrop. It's an amphitheater kind of a setting and stuff, and it's like the trees, especially in the winter. It's great to get in here and just kind of feel like it really is summer.
And when the clock strikes 12, we'll cool off then.
Bob is just one of a handful of local children's entertainers who call Edinburgh home.
We do the noon concerts on Thursdays, and then we do Sunday evening performances that more are large bands, it's more adult focused.
Two very different audiences, both of which Bob says he knows fairly well.
Well, I had started the group Bob and the Beachcombers. I have a 4-piece band, and we saw kids out there dancing to the music and having a good time, and I thought, wow, you know, it'd be fun to do this for kids.
But now for the man they call the Beachcomber. This weekly beach party is more than a job. It's a way of life.
I love doing it. I love working with the kids. I just love being in front of the people, entertaining, and I make a modest living at it. It's still what I love to do, and I feel blessed that I'm able to keep doing it.
For Edina 16,
Hey, let's hear it for the kids.
I'm Marty Dahl.
Edinburgh Park offers the free concert series from September through May on Thursdays at noon and Sundays at 7 p.m. Concerts move outside to the Metzold Amphitheater at Centennial Lakes, June through August. For a list of performers, visit edinburghpark.com. Snow still covers Edina's roadways, but plans are well underway for several street reconstruction projects scheduled to start this spring. Last month, the City Council approved street reconstruction projects in the Minnehaha Woods and Carson's Hill neighborhoods. New concrete curb and gutter will be added in the Minnehaha Woods neighborhood.
We look at the age of the streets, and we also actually physically go out and not just look at age, but look at how they have physically aged over that time period. And the different calls that we get with sewer blockages, water main breaks, those type of things help us to determine which streets to do next.
This month, the council will consider street reconstruction projects in the Gulf Terrace, Killarney Shores, McCauley Heights, and Oscar Roberts neighborhoods, as well as West 44th Street. If approved, all projects will begin this spring with substantial or complete construction by fall. The city has received a $100,000 Metropolitan Livable Communities Act grant, which will go a long way to help draft a small area plan for Edina's Grandview District. Last year, a community advisory team, or CAT, led a process to determine the future of the city's old public works site on Eden Avenue and the area surrounding it. The CAT developed 7 guiding principles for redevelopment in the area, which they see as a high-quality public and private project.
It was a great process for including stakeholders, both residents from all over the community as well as business and property owners in the area who are all interested in the future of the area.
In December, the City Council approved the CAT's report and agreed to start a small area planning process for the area. The city also agreed to retain ownership of the Public Works property until after the study is complete. City officials say the $100,000 grant will defray the costs of the study.
The process has gone very well so far. We've had a lot of active participation from the public with the community advisory team, and they formulated principles and how we'd like to see the area, a vision for the area in the future. It's a good starting point for development of the plan.
The city has until the end of 2012 to complete the study, but would like to complete its small area plan this year, as some redevelopment is already being considered in the area. Still to come, we'll introduce you to the Edina Fire Department's Assistant Medical Director. But first, an Edina neighborhood evacuated due to an underground gas leak when we return.
Hi, I'm Eddie Vaughn, and I help keep the streets of Edina clear of snow. And as a snowplow driver, one of my biggest concerns are children playing in snowbanks. When we're out plowing snow, we got a lot of things going on here. We've got a lot of switches, a lot of gadgets and levers that we got to hit, and we also got to keep an eye out on the road. We got stop signs, we got yield signs, we got traffic. We have a lot of things going on. This is a total multitasking job. This vehicle here is about 48,000 pounds when it's loaded with salt. It can take quite a while before this thing's going to stop. From inside the truck, a fort looks just like another mound of snow. So this winter, have fun while you're out playing outside. And if you're going to have a snow fort, try to make it as far away from the street as possible.
Okay, that makes it official. The adoption is finalized. Congratulations.
This winter, adopt a fire hydrant in your neighborhood. After every snowfall, make sure to clear a 3-foot radius around each hydrant. During a fire, every second counts. Keep your fire hydrants clear of snow and vegetation. A message from the Edina Fire Department.
Welcome back to Agenda Edina. A gas leak in Edina last month kept some residents out of their homes for more than 5 hours while crews from CenterPoint Energy worked to repair a ruptured underground gas line. The leak was discovered along 54th Street near Minnehaha Creek on January 6th. Edina fire officials who arrived on the scene shortly after 4 p.m. say the leak had the potential to vent natural gas underground. As a precaution, police and fire officials evacuated approximately 60 homes along 54th Street between Minnehaha Boulevard and Wooddale Avenue. Fire officials say that gas was detected in an underground telephone conduit along 54th Street, but was never detected in the storm sewers or any homes in the area. Frozen ground made reaching the ruptured line a slow process, but CenterPoint Energy crews were able to get to the leak and repair it around 7:45 that night. Crews then worked to ventilate any traces of gas still remaining in the underground telephone conduit before advising residents to return home.
During the winter months when the frost can keep the gas underground and it travels further than it does in the summer months when it ventilates better, we decided to be more proactive than we were last time and evacuate homes sooner than we did before.
According to CenterPoint Energy officials, the leak occurred naturally in a 6-inch cast iron gas line buried along 54th Street. No digging or drilling was taking place in the area. Last February, an underground gas leak resulted in a home explosion at 50th Street and Arden Avenue, just a few blocks from last month's leak. Fire officials say that while they handle all gas leaks with the same diligence, last year's home explosion did play a role in their decision to conduct an early evacuation of residents in this case. The Edina Fire Department recently had some extra help on many of its medical calls. Dr. Daryl Calvo from the Hennepin County Medical Center spent the month of January with the department to get a better understanding of their work in the field. Here is Agenda Edina producer Steve Christensen with more.
Paramedics. When the Edina Fire Department paramedics go on a call, getting as much pre-hospital information can make all the difference.
Because your blood pressure's a little low.
Dr. Daryl Calvo, who is the senior emergency medicine resident for Hennepin County Medical Center, spent the month of January with the Edina Fire Department to observe and get a better understanding of pre-hospital patient work.
There's a lot of stuff that we do in the emergency department or in our training we don't get a lot of exposure to, and that specifically is pre-hospital stuff. And so I wanted to work with some good medics and see how it's done.
There you go.
I come back toward the sternum.
In addition to being trained, Dr. Calvo also helped train members of the fire department on the use of an ultrasound machine, which is carried aboard their ambulance.
In a really sick patient, it answers questions in a critically ill patient that can be really important and diagnostic.
There's a rib shatter right there, and then we slide down.
Edina is one of the only fire departments that utilizes an ultrasound device that can be used to give the paramedics more information about an injury while en route to the hospital.
We're able to look for internal bleeding in case of trauma, or we're able to look for cardiac action, a cardiac standstill in the case of a cardiac arrest.
Nice and relaxed, no moving, no talking for just a second while I take a break.
And with Edina's paramedics working closely with area doctors, they hope to be able to continue to improve upon their service and success when responding to medical emergencies. For Edina 16, I'm Steve Christensen.
Dr. Calvo will serve as the Assistant Medical Director for the Edina Fire Department next year. A dispute between two students about who owned an eraser turned into a teachable moment for one Edina teacher. Highlands elementary teacher Michael Seaman says that his class had read a newspaper story about an outbreak of cholera in Haiti earlier that day. He asked his students to think about how the $1 spent on that eraser could be used to help people.
That I said, you know what, come on, let's talk as a class. So the whole class came up and we sat down and I presented that article to them. I said, this is what I read this morning. What do you think about it? Talked about the headline. I read just a couple of paragraphs from the article and it was very moving.
From that discussion, students in Seaman's Continuous Progress 3rd through 5th grade class decided to organize a soap drive to help reduce the spread of the deadly disease in Haiti. Students and parents partnered with Orlando, Florida-based Clean the World, which distributes soap to people in need. One student, Parker Boisvert, coined the name Soap for Hope, with the 4 representing the number of bars of soap that could be purchased with $1.
Decided to send soap for to Haiti, and then, well, I just thought of the name Soap for Hope. It just rhymed, so, and everyone seemed to like that.
In December, the school shipped a half-ton of soap to Orlando for distribution in Haiti and is working to ship another 3 or 4 pallets later this year. A collection is being held through February 28th, with drop-off sites at the Edina Police Station, Fire Station Number 1, Highlands Elementary School, Edina Senior Center, Cornelia and Normandale Elementary Schools, Southview and Valley View Middle Schools, Edina High School, and the Edina Family Center. Potters throwing clay blindfolded with a partner and even with their feet. Those were just a few of the sights at the 12th annual Potters Games held last month. The Edina Arts Center hosts the annual Potters Games for students, and they say it's a chance for them to get to know each other and give the public an opportunity to experiment with clay and tour the facility.
The Clay Games is here for 2 purposes. Number 1, to have fun and to bring some folks in who may not have experienced pottery before, and number 2, to raise money for the Art Center.
The pottery created during these games is sold at the Edina Art Fair the first weekend in June at a booth sponsored by the Art Center, with proceeds benefiting the pottery department. Before we go, we want to highlight some of the many upcoming events in our community. On Saturday, February 5th, the Edina Chamber of Commerce will hold its largest fundraiser of the year, the Emerald Gala. The gala will be held at Interlochen Country Club and will feature live and silent auctions, dinner, and the music of the Sevilles. The Edina Parent Communication Network will host the forum Raising Socially Responsible Kids Who Do the Right Thing at 7 p.m. February 7th at the Edina High School Performing Arts Center. The featured speaker will be Michelle Borba, an award-winning author and parenting expert. And City Hall will be closed Monday, February 21st in observance of President's Day. Stay warm and enjoy these fun community events. Thanks for watching this month's episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.